Mutual Benefits Assurance PLC has been in the business of insuring lives and property for the past 20 years. This year, it is commemorating its 20th anniversary with a lecture in Lagos. At the core of discussions during the event, Nigerians were urged to imbibe the culture of insurance, especially now that times have become more dynamic. The event, which attracted top economic and insurance experts, focused on managing risks for economic progress.
Institution in the last.
Unfolding here is a public lecture to celebrate Mutual Benefit Assurance PLC at 20. As management, staff of the organization, as well as other stakeholders get seated for the event, the chairman, board of directors of the organization takes center stage.
20 years is a long time, but by God's grace, it's still a very short time in the history of this company. Our hope is that the company will outlive every single one of us sitting here.
He is quickly followed by other speakers who take turns to do justice to the topic of the lecture, which is managing risk in economic progress.
Mr. Chairman, we cannot really discuss Africa growth success without really focusing on Nigeria. And that's why we are so pleased that the first speech that President Obama is delivering is happening in Lagos, in Nigeria.
With the lecture costing to an end, Professor Pt.3, alongside the Group Managing Director, Mutual Benefit Assurance, Akin Ogunbiyi, throw more light on the essence of the event.
What we must do is create more opportunities so that we can create more jobs, so we can have growth in the economy and we can make progress.
An average family in Nigeria will spend 500 naira on hair time in a month. And I say, why can't that same family afford 10 naira to buy insurance for the entire family for a whole month? But they are not looking at that way. Oh, nothing will happen. My hands in the hand of my Creator. I've prayed, I've fasted. They are all wonderful things. But God created insurance from the very first go. When God created the Garden of Eden, before he put man there, it was insurance the first did.
The lecture is done and dusted, and the step appears a right one in the right direction as the company gets set for the future. Chris Elems, Channels Television News.
The Nigeria Football Federation says calm has returned to the camp of the Super Eagles and that the earlier reported rift between coach Sunday Oliseh and Vincent Enyeama has been resolved. There were reports earlier in the day that Enyeama was kicked out of the team's camp in Belgium after falling out with Oliseh. The simmering problem between the two reached boiling point when the Lille shot stopper was told that CSKA Moscow forward Ahmed Musa is now the team's captain. However, senior officials of the Nigeria Football Federation worked round the clock to sort things out. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Football Federation has lambasted the Belgian embassy in Nigeria over failure to issue entry visas to home-based players and officials of the Super Eagles. International passports of some players and officials are still at the Belgian embassy, less than 48 hours before a high-profile international friendly against the Democratic Republic of Congo. The action of the Belgian embassy is threatening Nigeria's preparations for the DR Congo game and the other one against Cameroon on October the 11th. The affected players are Femi Thomas, Ikechukwu Ezenwa, Chima Akas, Austin Oborakpo, Paul Onobi, and Prince Agri. And in Europe, prosecutors in Spain have dropped tax charges against Barcelona star Lionel Messi, but will pursue a case against the star's father. Both Messi and his father were accused of defrauding Spanish authorities of more than £4 million. If convicted, Jorge Messi faces 18 months in prison and a €2 million fine. Prosecutors allege that Jorge avoided paying tax on his son's earnings by using offshore companies in Belize and Uruguay between 2007 and 2009. However, Messi's lawyers argued that the player had never devoted a minute of his life to reading, studying, or analyzing the contracts. That's it on Sports News. It's back to Amarachi with the rest of the news at 10.
Ghana has suspended 7 of 12 High Court judges following allegations of bribery. A government official says the suspended judges had a case of misbehavior to answer. The allegations stemmed from a documentary by a journalist, Anas Armail, who says he has close to 500 hours of video evidence showing the judges asking for bribes and demanding sex. Another 22 lower court judges have also been suspended because of the documentary, which has been shown at cinemas in the capital, Accra. Some of the judges have denied the allegations. And the main news again. The Senate has unveiled the first list of ministerial nominees and fixed October 13th for their screening. Included in the list are former governors Rotimi Amechi, Babatunde Fashola and Chris Ngige. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amurachi Ubani. Good night and have a pleasant night rest.